A soldier who led an anti-government militia group admits to plotting the deaths of a group member and his girlfriend. Good evening. I'm Lindsay Hausman. Isaac Agigi talked about the murders in court today while the victims' families cried. Agigi also admitted he led the group of former soldiers that plotted to kill and torture others. Nick Notario has that story.
Dressed in an orange and white jumpsuit, 22-year-old Isaac Agigi walked into a Long County courtroom Friday. A number of deputies surrounded Agigi as he pleaded guilty to numerous charges, including the murders of 20-year-old Michael Rourke and 17-year-old Tiffany York in December of 2011. A plea deal that gave Agigi life behind bars and spared him the death penalty.
How do you want to plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
Part of the reason why prosecutors say they took the death penalty off the table is the fact that he now has to testify against his former gang members. Those former members, 26-year-old Private Christopher Salmon and 26-year-old Sergeant Anthony Peden, were forced to sit in court. Prosecutors say they're the ones who shot the couple and faced the death penalty, a scenario that Agigi says happened.
As soon as they had parked their vehicle, he approached on the passenger side, and as she opened up her door, he fired one shot.
Agigi also admitted that the group planned to overthrow the government and kill President Barack Obama. A hard confession for the victims' families to hear, but we're glad they did because they got to confront Agigi.
I hope that you spend the rest of your miserable life locked up in a cell and think about what you've done to our kids.
You may have taken away his life, but you can never take away the memories.
Judge Robert Russell signed off on the deal. Agigi had nothing to say as he was taken away. During the 2+ hour hearing, Agigi showed no emotion or signs of remorse, something that didn't surprise some.
Because he's not a human.
Reporting in Ludowici, Nick Notario, WTGS News.
Now, both Peden and Salmon will be back in court later this year. The legal troubles aren't over for Agigi. The military should decide soon whether to press charges against him for the suspicious deaths of both his wife and unborn child. Jeff, we had some scary looking clouds out there earlier this evening, and then gully washer.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places had a shower or thunderstorm out there today, Lindsay, and just about all that activity has come to an end. But once again, we're back into a wetter pattern across the area. We take a look at our radar right now, and pretty quiet here across most places. Now, we did see a little band of showers and some thunder developed around Savannah a bit ago. We take a look at that on our live radar, and it moved up through portions of Jasper and Beaufort counties, but falling apart over the last 20 minutes or so. And so just about everybody across our area is now dry. And for the rest of the night, we can expect to see basically just some partly cloudy skies and a low temperature down to around 74. So kind of a muggy night out there. Now, what can we expect for tomorrow? Well, we're going to have kind of a mix of clouds and some sunshine. It looks like as we head to the daytime, mainly in the afternoon, we're going to have some scattered shower and thunderstorm chances out there. And that pattern will continue for the end of the weekend as well. I'll have more on that coming up a bit later.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. Well, the city of Savannah is preparing for the possible flooding of River Street. Now, this comes after the Army Corps of Engineers decided to release 3 reservoirs that feed into the Savannah River. It'll take about 7 days for the water to reach the ocean. That's affecting our area come Sunday into Monday. Here's more. River Street Liquor has been operating on River Street for the last year. It's one of many businesses along this corridor that has been alerted by the city of Savannah about the possibility of flooding come Sunday and Monday. Owner Jeff Natricka tells me he isn't concerned.
Been in Savannah a number of years. I've never seen River Street flood. I've never heard it as a concern, so I'm not particularly concerned about it now. I understand this is sort of an extraordinary event, but beyond that, I've not ever heard it as a concern.
While this shop will keep its doors open for business, the city of Savannah is closing low-lying parking lots along River Street. This comes after the Army Corps of Engineers decided to release 3 reservoirs north of Savannah. The 3 run into the Savannah River. By the time the water gets to the hostess city, it could raise water levels by 1 to 2 feet. It'll also be met by an atmospheric tide, a higher than normal tide. The city of Savannah says it's just taking extra precautions to ensure safety.
The public needs to just know that, be aware if it does flood at River Street, there would be some interruptions. There might be some restrictions and areas where it's limited to only foot traffic or no foot traffic. But, River Street is open. We want them to enjoy City of Savannah over the weekend. And just know that we've taken some proactive steps just in case we do experience that flooding, mostly on Sunday and Monday.
As for River Street liquor,
I understand it's a possibility. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be open for business until the water's 4 feet high.
now the City of Savannah will continue to monitor the Savannah River, and if the river should rise more than expected, the plazas down there will be closed. Of course, as for now, it will only be closing the parking lots there along River Street. And of course, emergency officials in the Lowcountry keeping a close eye on the river there in Jasper County. Lowcountry Bureau Chief Larry Sproul in the middle of everything today, joining me now in the studio with more. Larry, how is it looking out there?
Well, Lindsay, one word describes things, and that is wet. Now, the river is way above its normal level, closing roads and keeping people out of their homes.
Oh, there's so much water down there, it's pathetic.
Cheryl Hamilton vents out frustration as the road leading to her home is flooded and closed.
It's so low over there. It's so low. It's so low, and then when the water comes, it just flattens out all over everywhere.
And that's exactly what happened Friday afternoon. Puddles of water covered this road and that road, and even this road over here, putting a damper in Hamilton's day.
We have to go all the way around. We can't come through this road. We have to go all the way around about 8 miles out of the way. And it takes a lot out of us. I mean, gas is high enough.
We know that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when they release the water from the dams.
Jasper County's Emergency Director Wilbert Daly says multiple roads are flooding in the Tillman Road area because the river is reaching almost 19 feet. Now, this is about as far as I'm willing to go here on Tillman Road. As you can see, the water is slowly rising up. That's why emergency officials are asking everyone to avoid this area.
We of course, want people to leave because of the situation and emergencies. You know, there will be a delay of us being able to get into them because everything has to be done by boat right now in this particular area.
But Hamilton says rain or shine, she is not leaving.
Yeah, that's home. That's home. I don't think I'm going nowhere.
Now, the normal level for the Savannah River in that area is 11 feet. Right now, the river is 18.3 feet. But Lindsay Daly says the river should start to plateau this weekend.
Let's hope so. Thank you very much, Larry. Well, parents, listen up. There's new security at local schools in Chatham County. Our Cassidy Lance has more on the new security enhancements.
The doors at Jacob G. Smith Elementary used to stay unlocked during school hours, but not anymore. Kurt Hediger with Savannah Chatham County Public Schools says thanks to tax dollars from East Blast, $72,000 have been invested in new security enhancements for all K-8 public schools.
We all looked very closely at and understood that access control was a key element in our safety and security, and now we're very excited to go into the new school year with having these systems in place at all of our elementary and K-8 schools.
The new security enhancements include electric doors and video intercoms,
so the school can see just who's on the other side of that door and establish their purpose for being there.
Andrea Burkett, the school's principal, says it's up to the office secretary whether or not she will let someone in.
She has to push the button to let anyone come in. So she will ask them, why are you here? What's the purpose of your visit? Ask them for their name.
Hediger says some of the newer schools already had these systems installed, but others are just now getting them in time for the 2013-14 school year. Jacob G. Smith's system was installed in early May, just before school got out.
The parents come in and we've not had anybody say that it's a hassle or anything like that. They feel very comfortable. It's made our secretary feel a lot more comfortable too.
And at the end of the day, everyone agrees that children's safety and security is paramount.
Anytime that we can be proactive and take steps that will kind of look and anticipate, then we can provide a more safe environment for our kids.
In Savannah, Cassidy Lance, WTGS Fox News at 10.
Again, the district spent $72,000 for the security equipment, all coming from your tax dollars. That's from East Bloss. The school board allots a certain portion of those funds strictly towards security enhancements. Well, the Army Corps of Engineers welcomes a new commander. Colonel Thomas Thickner takes over from Colonel Jeffrey Hall, who's retiring. Thickner comes from Washington, D.C. His military assignments, including deployment to Operation Iraqi Freedom. His duties include overseeing water resources, civil projects, and maintenance of harbors and dams in both Georgia and parts of South Carolina. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Lindsay.
No pauses now.
No. It was for an effect. That was dramatic.
It was a dramatic effect on the new commander. We
See,
just
watch
have to
how
take
this
a
works.
pause.
Ready? Busy Friday in sports. First up, we'll dive into some swimming. Over 900 young swimmers in town for the state championships. I'll tell you all about that. How about little round ball, a former NBA All-Star in town teaching basketball, but more importantly, he's teaching life lessons. Another Coastal Empire student athlete has signed a letter of intent, and the Atlanta Braves get back to work, opening up the second half of the season up in Chicago. All this and much more coming up later in sports. See how it works?
It's very effective, Frank.
It is effective.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
All right.
Well, coming up on WTGS Fox News at 10, police in training learn the seriousness of their jobs before they hit the streets with a use of some new technology.
Put the gun down.
Plus, a local barbershop is raided, but one man still on the run. We bring you the very latest.